Aoni, I hope it's pronounced. Oh, I should say it's Joseph from JohnTheHutDweller. Uh, Now, the first response video I made, I marked it um, private. Hopefully, you'll get it. That's the only way I know how to send messages. Unfortunately, if you know how, a better way, please tell me because I usually do the same thing, the things the same way until I learn how to do them better, or until I get so frustrated that I go out and have to learn better. Not true all the time. But with all that being said, I know whatever. I actually, my the girlfriend that I had a while ago, Maria, who basically didn't speak any English, uh, we were kind of in the dating um, mode, talking. We didn't really know where each other was at. I think, yeah. And then we had just, um, said, we're gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, and kissed and that stuff. There was a girl Esperanza, and she was bi, and she didn't speak any English. She actually spoke less English than Maria. Amazingly, most people like how is that possible? But anyway, uh, it was funny because she was bi and already in a relationship, and she had mentioned she's like, oh, I like him, or whatever. Well, Maria heard this, and Maria was a really skinny, short, real Mayan-looking short girl, and woman, I should say. Uh, and Esperanza was this big, tall, not really skinny, voluptuous, kind of big, sexy woman. What you doing, lesbiana? Hey lady, and just really being angry at her. And I had to say, I was actually happy about that. That she had a selfish love for me, because I believe love is selfish. I agree with Ayn Rand about that. Love is very selfish. It's the most selfish thing in the world because it means so much to you. They have so much value to you personally that it angers you. And I think that's really the only true love is selfish love, which I think that's the best love. Actually, that's the only love. Um, I really like uh, Ayn Rand is objectivism. Although I kind of like how Anton LaVey twisted it and kind of made say listen. Uh, there are also the kind of Chinese legends, especially about again, I said I had a more Taoist view, or even the Western romance where two people are in deep love with each other, and they can tell it, but they're restrained by um, previous previous vows or engagements or something like that, and there's a real strain. Not that they're necessarily in love with somebody else, like almost Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, where there's the tension of longing and waiting and beauty and suffering, and suffering does mean waiting, of kind of and just the discipline and the longing, and I think that's what makes love special. I think when people kind of lay around all day and are with each other, it kind of really ruins it, makes it sappy. G.K. Chesterton wrote, when a man works 40 hours a week, when he just does a job, actually back then it was more like 60 or 80 hours a week, the time that the couple spends together is so special. And there's such a longing in the day of you want to see that person instead of modern day of, oh, they're in my hair, just get rid of them, this kind of thing. And I do think love has to have sacrifice. Absolutely. And I think sacrifice is a very selfish thing. I don't see it as a weak thing either. That if two people are married, of course this applies pretty much to Western culture. Um, that if the other person even divorces you, you say, no, I had that bond, that vow, and you live I believe a disciplined life is far better than an undisciplined life. Not to say that indulging in things isn't wonderful. Indulging is great. It's the addiction that's the bad thing. Um, but whenever anybody uses lies or trickery or basically backstabbing, because in Western culture, you get up before everybody. Literally everyone in your community, your wedding. You say this person only, and it's established. And especially if you have children and things like that. If you go and just say, okay, everybody else has to understand, uh, that is selfish in a bad way, and I believe almost an unselfish act because it's um it's destructive. It's not actually getting the better out of it, like John Stuart Mill's utilitarianism, and it's a selfishness that is too primal. You said rising above, we can rise above that uh, because we have to, and that I think that is the living in harmony of switching off and on. And I think it is not that good because there is eros, agape, and philia. It would be awful if you loved your mother with eros. Um, it is many times destructive if you love if you love many things with agape. You have unconditional love. So the person, I mean, there are special circumstances, uh, parents, children, these things where they have intrinsic value. They just have value because the relationship is value. Just as I would never turn against a family member, even if it meant my own destruction. Uh, that if you use agape with, let's say, a lover or a friend, they can do anything. They can walk on you. They could kill you, and you just say, "I love you regardless." It devalues love totally. So I do think we have to keep in mind that I think that's just where the English word love totally fails. I think it's a terrible word because it winds up being meaningless. That there is philia, eros, agape, and even more types of love, and all those are very special. It's kind of funny in the Orthodox Church. It says God loves us with an erotic love. It uses eros, uh, which is kind of cool to think about. Very strange. But then God is beyond all that too. So we talk about both sides for a moment. And I kind of live my life. That's the discipline in the context of that. I feel orthodoxy is the best expression of what is naturally in me. That's why I say I don't know if it's faith because it just comes naturally. It just doesn't. I'm already happy. I said the afterlife to me is totally useless. Um, I don't do anything really out of fear anymore. Well, I have fear for the safety of my family and things like that. Uh, but I know it might sound contradictory to the other one, but I think I have to say that because it is a complex topic, isn't it? It's not so cut and dry. There's rationality, emotions, and then there's people trying to prove their case either way, right? All right, peace to you.